have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoe.
It's unbelievable. Nike has finally spoken out on Caitlin Clark, but not before Adidas. When it came to congratulating Clark on her Rookie of the Year achievement, Adidas was well ahead.
What a first season! Congratulations to Caitlin Clark, the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. Ugly shirt for Caitlin Clark's Roadie Award got sold out in 50 minutes.
Nike gave Caitlin this in recognition of her historic debut WNBA season. A t-shirt, that's all. Regarding her own shoes, nothing was stated. Although A.A. Wilson has received promotions and is at the center of Nike's WNBA campaign,
how do you miss an opportunity like that? How do you not capitalize? It doesn't make any sense at all. And playing the politics where, oh, we need to release Asia's shoe first. Well, no, it's not Caitlin's fault that you haven't done anything for Asia yet.
Therefore, it sold out in less than 50 minutes despite being a terrible tee with Caitlin's records on it. They could have sold out in record time, even though it would have taken them 5 minutes to create the garment. Better than anything A.A. Wilson has ever done for Nike.
Okay, now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales. Bear with me. Ticket sales grew in 2023 by 16% from 2022. Ticket sales have grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030 to get to where Caitlin Clark has gotten them to.
After an incredible season, how can Nike make such a simple shirt? Caitlin would have received her own shoe by now if she had been employed by Adidas, and it would have been completely sold out. Since signing Caitlin Clark, how many of her products has Nike released? How many high-quality products? 0 as of yet. Few players in the sports world are as divisive as the young basketball sensation Caitlin Clark, who has taken the sport by storm. The Iowa standout has broken records, been compared to the game's luminaries, and, even during her debut campaign, become the face of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark has an intricate and occasionally stressful relationship with Nike and the WNBA despite her extraordinary success on the court. Strangely, Clark's accomplishments have been minimized by Nike, a multinational sporting goods company recognized for supporting exceptional athletes, rather on the promotion of other players.
How many Caitlin Clark products has Nike released so far after signing her? How many good products? Still 0.
One brand, though, has been more than happy to accept her. Adidas. Jean King, an Adidas ambassador and a legend in the sports world, recently commended Caitlin Clark for her outstanding season and her WNBA Rookie of the Year victory. Even Clark's official sponsor, Nike, had not yet fully recognized her achievements at the time of King's endorsement. This was more than just a compliment. It demonstrated the magnitude of Clark's impact. While Nike continues to push other WNBA athletes, most notably Aya Wilson, the company has come under intense criticism for its seeming unwillingness to fully support Clark. Without a question, Wilson is an exceptional player. Here's the worst part, though. Almost every other player in the league is outsold by Caitlin Clark. Nike has been sluggish to acknowledge her greatness despite her enormous popularity. Adidas, on the other hand, appears to have seen her impact far earlier, partnering with a celebrity who many consider as the future of women's basketball.
Caitlin Clark's going to help it change for the better. All of a sudden, we going to see Angel Wilson. She may get some more shine because she's that girl. Diana Taurasi going to get more shine because we know what she brings to the table. Ionescu, she's going to get more shine. Others, black, white, everything in between. It's about the ladies, now more so than ever before.
Billie Jean King, a longtime advocate for sports equality, praised Caitlin Clark without holding words. King praised Clark's unquestionable impact on the game, her record-breaking accomplishments, and her commitment. For King, it was more than simply the Rookie of the Year award and the several honors Clark received. It was about Clark's unadulterated love and passion for the game, which she exhibits each time she takes the court. In addition to being a testament to her skill, Clark's Rookie of the Year victory served as a moment of validation. She not only had to contend with fierce competition on the court during her first season, but she also had to deal with criticism and disregard from Nike, her sponsor, Clark has had to cope with the annoyance of being disregarded by the same company that ought to be boosting her career despite her quick ascent. Given her marketability and popularity, Clark ought to have been at the forefront of Nike's marketing campaigns as one of their athletes. However, Nike has mostly concentrated on promoting other athletes despite her indisputable influence.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
Yes, Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's current face. Do I believe that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja Wilson's sneaker by 100 times if they both dropped shoes today at the same time? That would be the case, I believe.
Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think that would be the case.
Another outstanding talent, A.A. Wilson, has been Nike's main emphasis. Wilson is undeniably a remarkable talent. She is a dominant force in the league, a WNBA champion, and a multiple MVP. However, it's undeniable that Caitlin Clark has become the new face of women's basketball, both in terms of her ability to engage with fans and her skills on the court. In actuality, Wilson and almost every other player in the league are outsold by Clark. Her games attract a large audience, and her jerseys are sold out. So, why does Nike still give Wilson priority when it's obvious that Clark is more appealing?
He's got one of the hottest selling jerseys in sports, y'all. According to Fanatics, led by the one and only Michael Rubin, Clark's Indiana Fever jersey is apparently sold out in all sizes. It was rumored that she actually outsold Dallas Cowboy jerseys.
Both fans and analysts have been asking this question. Wilson's good sales and general marketability are inferior than Clark's, even with her well-earned praise. This disparity has been observed by the fans and is now a source of conflict. Basketball purists are not the only people who find Clark appealing. Casual fans, young girls who aspire to play like her, and even people who had not previously given women's sports much thought have all become interested in her. Her potential to improve the WNBA is enormous, and her game is thrilling.
People need to realize the Indiana Fever, this is the second year in a row they had the #1 pick. So do y'all know what that means? That means they're not that good.
It has been an unforgettable first season for Clark. She did more than just give a great performance. The competition was dominated by her. She stood out from other rookies with her ability to shoot from anywhere on the court, pass the ball with accuracy, and lead her team with the fervor of an experienced veteran. Her performances went beyond personal achievement. She contributed to the WNBA's much-needed excitement and attention. She's the kind of player the league sorely needs to increase viewership.
There is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, and especially on women's basketball ratings. Kudos to her. She has elevated an entire sport in viewership.
Strangely, though, the WNBA has taken a while to completely accept her as the sports spokesperson. The league has only now formally declared Clark's Rookie of the Year victory, despite the fact that it was leaked more than a week ago. Oh, and it wasn't even a unanimous victory for her. Fans and the media alike were taken aback by this delay, with many questioning why the WNBA isn't taking advantage of Clark's rising fame. Some see it as resistance, a reluctance to accept that a 22-year-old from Iowa now holds the key to the league's destiny.
Caitlin Clark has created more buzz around the basketball landscape and has actually transformed and revived a league that was the WNBA, and she is getting paid a measly $28 million.
With her enormous talent, marketability, and following, Clark is in a position to lead the WNBA to new heights. Nevertheless, the league and Nike appear reluctant to completely support her, and this reluctance is difficult to comprehend. Clark is currently the center of attention, but it is unclear if the organizations that are supposed to help her will ultimately recognize her potential. Although the criticism of Caitlin Clark is not new, many fans are perplexed by the fact that it is now coming from Nike, one of the greatest brands in sportswear. Despite her unquestionable success on the court and her marketability off it, Clark has been the target of constant criticism and, to be honest, hostility. However, it appears that this circumstance goes above the usual scrutiny associated with celebrity. Her performance isn't the only factor. It seems more intimate.
Somebody coming along and elevating the sport shine ultimately benefits you. Go out there, compete with her, try to bust her up if you want to, and all of that stuff. Just don't hate on the acclaim that she's getting.
In the end, you gain when someone comes along and makes the sport shine. Go out there and compete with her if you want to. Try to bust her up. Just don't be critical of the praise she is receiving.
Have somebody that's come along, who, by the way, I'm going to go there, who happens to be white, and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received before. And what we were seeing.
Bias, jealousy, and possibly fear that this young talent is changing women's basketball and the league in ways that unnerve some people are all there. Clark is undoubtedly a trailblazer because she set records and attracted a lot of attention in only her debut season. However, it's puzzling that Nike, a brand that takes pride in promoting greatness, has decided to minimize her accomplishments while concentrating on athletes who, to be honest, aren't making the same kind of effect on the court or in terms of marketability. Given their long history of supporting influential athletes, their unwillingness to fully embrace Clark seems particularly strange. Whether it's tennis player Serena Williams or basketball legend Michael Jordan, Nike has built its brand on being connected to people who transform the game. And that's exactly what Caitlin Clark is doing. She has broken rookie records, been compared to the greats, and attracted viewership that the WNBA has desperately needed. However, Nike downplays Clark's quick ascent while promoting other players like A.A. Wilson.
From an abundance of folks, appeared to be resentful.
This is where Adidas comes into play. At last, a company is acknowledging Caitlin Clark's achievements. Adidas has publicly commended Clark for her unquestionable brilliance and groundbreaking debut season through brand ambassadors like Billie Jean King. Seeing a business like Adidas recognize Clark's contributions to the sport is encouraging, especially since Nike continues to ignore her for unknown reasons. But Clark's relationship with Nike is nuanced. Her 8-year, $28 million contract suddenly appears to be a huge bargain for Nike, given how much her market value has increased. Nike has been hesitant to market her in a way appropriate for her status as a growing celebrity despite the long-term contract, which has left her supporters irate and asking why the company is holding back. Look at this, I mean. Before yesterday, Caitlin was never mentioned. The discernible decline in attendance and attention following her elimination from the playoffs is one of the most telling signs of Caitlin Clark's impact. The figures are accurate. A lot of people watch Caitlin Clark. Despite her obvious absence from the league, the WNBA doesn't seem to be ready to accept her as their new star. Many fans are perplexed and irritated by the WNBA's reluctance to choose Clark as its future, whether it is because of internal politics, ingrained prejudices, or a refusal to embrace a new face of the league.
But they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that because I don't know what else it could be. I thought it was going to get better this season, but it hasn't. There are still people who seemingly, to me, feel like they just don't want Caitlin to be a part of it.
Clark's influence extends beyond her performance. Whether the WNBA wants to acknowledge it or not, she is the league's face and a cultural phenomenon. She has drawn in new audiences and revitalized the fan base, making her a symbol of the future of women's basketball. However, it's becoming more and more obvious that the WNBA and possibly even Nike don't want to acknowledge her as the undeniable star that she is. The fact that Clark is changing the game in ways the league didn't expect may be the reason for the reluctance around her. Caitlin Clark does not conform to the conventional definition of a WNBA superstar. She challenges the status quo with her magnetic yet disruptive playing style. Perhaps the league wasn't ready for a single rookie to garner such much attention.
You guys were right. That's what we're saying. You
No,
were right.
Molly, you did not say that, Molly. No,
saying
no,
it.
That is
no.
what you said.
You
That
did
is
not.
what you
That's
said.
not what you said, Molly.
What are you guys
That is not what you
talking-
said.
Caitlin Clark is currently enjoying a well-earned respite from the demanding WNBA season. She can take a step back, recover, and concentrate on herself after a year full of competitive obstacles, personal victories, and the weight of controversy. However, the uncertainty of what the environment will look like when she returns persists as she gets ready for what is ahead. Will she be recognized as a star by the WNBA at last? One thing is certain, but only time will tell. There is no way that Caitlin Clark will leave. She is a power that cannot be disregarded because of her impact on the league, her capacity to attract spectators, and her indisputable brilliance on the court. Whether or not Nike and the WNBA are prepared to acknowledge it, the future of women's basketball lies with Caitlin Clark. Adidas is delighted to intervene and acknowledge her excellence in the interim. Aligning with winners is how brands prosper. Adidas also believes that Caitlin Clark is one of the greatest athletes in history. It's time for Caitlin Clark, whether Nike agrees or not. They might be taking a while to accept it, but the fans aren't at all. One indisputable reality is indicated by the rapidly increasing numbers of viewers and good sales. It's time for everyone to acknowledge Caitlin Clark as a superstar. Please subscribe and leave a like if you liked it.